So today's video is going to be influencer scam culture. I was inspired to make this video because I did a video talking about Zoella and how is she on the road to irrelevancy kind of thing. How relevant is she in YouTube anymore sort of thing. And she did a couple of scams. That sort of made me think that she's not been the only influencer to scam, so kind of made me think that I might do a video dedicated to influencer scams. Like, that way I could talk about them a bit more in depth, and I could just talk about other scams and do like a whole in-depth video about it. I do apologise for this eye, like, it's so watery, so I do apologise. I was going to do this video concept in like Christmas and January, but then I pushed it back to February. So let's just talk a bit about how we got to the point where influencers scamming their audience became the norm. Where did the job of influencing start? It's no surprise that being an influencer has grown, like that's now become more of a job. The term influencer's gone from kind of still being made fun at a bit to sort of being made fun of to now sort of growing into a career choice. Like, influencing has just become more of a legit job, to the point where kids sort of, when they grow up, want to become an influencer. Brands see the value of influencer to marketing. Influencers have generally more influence than traditional celebrities. I wouldn't say they're like on the same path as traditional celebrities. That's a while off yet. Scamming even start. YouTube's gone from being just purely content creation to influencer brands. Loads of influencers release products with brands, and influencers even start their own brand. Like, there's so many. Some examples. There are Zoella with Colourpop. These are influencers collabing with brands. Zoella collabed with Colourpop. Seth Does Life and Tammy, they bought palettes with Revolution. Smokey Glow did a collab with Midas. Zoella did a collab with Colourpop. Talked about this in the video. Raw Beauty Christie did a collab with Colourpop. There are influencers who started their own brands. We have Manny MUA with Luna Beauty, Tati with Halo Beauty and Tati Beauty, Laura Lee with Laura Lee Los Angeles. Some influencers have taken it seriously, like Manny MUA and Tati, but there are those influencers who do not take it seriously and promote sketchy products to their audience. A lot of the time it's because they know their fan base will buy whatever they sell. Selling things through sponsorships. You can't talk about scams without talking about sponsorships, because sponsorships became before influencer branding sort of thing. I personally don't think sponsorships are bad. Like, I'm going to do a video on like my thoughts on sponsorships. What I heard about them is influencers doing sketchy sponsorships. That's the thing people don't like, is sort of YouTubers that don't do ads that fit their content sort of thing, like don't really fit sort of thing. I know there are some, like a lot of people do things with like Casetify and that, and HelloFresh, even though they're not necessarily related to their channel, but sort of ones that don't feel authentic sort of thing. They're sort of just random vitamins they don't use. Also, when you become bigger, more brands reach out wanting to do sponsored content. Also, people hate sort of sponsorships where YouTubers are promoting scammy things or things that are not very good. The scam that really made influencers sort of realise about scam culture and things was the Kenza Cosmetics brush scandal. where you could get, for a limited sale, get free brushes. Influencers such as Gabby Hanna and Tana Mojo were paid to promote these brushes. They were not good. Some people never got their brushes, some people found they broke, some people found they were just bad quality in general. Tana Mojo did this on her Instagram with a swipe up link. Gabby Hanna also did this over on Instagram with a swipe up link. Moving on to BetterHelp, that was another scandal and scam. Smokey Glow did a video talking about BetterHelp, so I will figure out how to link it down in the description, because I think that's a good video to go watch if you want to find out more. There were loads of influencers who talked about BetterHelp, and influencers that were not completely transparent. You had the whole Morphe scandal, you had the Morphe brush scandal. You also had people finding out influencers were not being transparent about their Morphe codes. I'm going to do a video on Morphe, just have not quite got around to that. Was on January's agenda. Did it happen? Nope, I didn't even bother putting it into February's list because it probably wouldn't get done. At the time, no one really understood sort of the Morphe codes and that. And sort of accepted influencers that were doing this scammy activity, and they were sort of making money. Because of all these scams, you sort of feel like you can't trust influencers, sponsorships. That's the thing that's kind of made them really bad, and also influencers promoting products that you can tell they've never tried or don't believe in, sort of thing. Also, it's like you get all sorts of sponsorships posted on the platform. Influencers found that sponsorships, after they posted, they sort of don't have any control over customer experience. So influencers sort of at that point was when they started thinking about doing their own brands and releasing their own products. Though obviously influencers should do their research before taking a sponsorship and think about, is this a good sponsorship to take? But you can still do the most and there still be problems. Kind of interesting. Influencer brands, and there's also influencer collabs. You have influencer collabs with brands and influencer brands. Influencers would come out with products and start their own brands because they knew YouTube wasn't going to last forever, so they started the brand to make themselves more legit and sort of have something in that they can work on even when YouTube ends. Brands and influencer collabs, there are definitely the influencers that brands have screwed up. There were times where brands were screwed up, like the Nikki tutorials and Too Faced. Obviously there were some elements of money motivation, but influencers do them because they want to do them and further their career. Like I have talked about Nikki tutorials and the Too Faced thing. I did in-depth videos on Too Faced, I'll link them down below. You have so many different collabs. Zoe Sugg did a collab with Etsy, like on homeware. Anastasia, Soph Does Life did a collab with Skinny Dip. Had influencers like Saffron Barker and Anastasia doing collabs with In The Style. Influencer brands, you have influencer collaborations, but you also have influencer brands. Loads of influencer brands have been successful, but there are some that haven't been so successful. Money MUA with Luna Beauty, Laura Lee with Laura Lee Los Angeles, Tati with Tati Beauty, which hasn't been so successful, like has closed down. Like Smokey Glow on the Glow Show talks about this, so I'll link that down below as well. Like, there'll be some videos linked down below that talk about certain things better than I'm going to talk about it in this video. Had Halo Beauty. Zoe Sugg with Zoella Beauty, which Zoe doesn't do Zoella Beauty anymore. Jaclyn Hill with Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. Jeffree Star with Jeffree Star Cosmetics. There are influencers who did it well, and there are some that didn't do it very well. There are some that did it good well, and some that did it bad well. Influencers that did scams we're going to talk about. Tanamojo brings out random products like laundry sets, sex toys, random perfumes. Tanamojo, you don't really hear her products being talked about, and you don't hear them for ages, and then another one comes. Tanamojo is just a one product, and then you never hear it about again. Tanamojo's products are easily to get. There are influencers, not just Tanamojo, that have just slapped their name on things. And that's also is with celebrities. Like, you have Ariana Grande with Ren Beauty. The products were very mediocre. Got very mixed reviews. Lady Gaga's makeup line, she just slapped her name on and named after her songs. Like, there was a palette, I'm pretty sure, called Stupid Love. There are influencers who really just don't care about the fact they're like scamming, and they'll like just be fighting about it. There are influencers who really want their brands to be successful, but they do end up being scams. As an influencer, you understand the marketing side of a business, but you don't always have a comprehensive understanding of how to run a business and how to sort of be the CEO of a company. It's not always there. Jaclyn Hill, probably some stuff that was the case, where stuff happened unexpectedly, like might not have even realised that there were hairs in her lipsticks and didn't even know what to necessarily do. Alicia Marie had a clothing line that got backlash, where people saw it as a scam. Like, wasn't very inclusive, it wasn't that great. People saw it as a scam. People felt like they didn't get what they were promised. Alicia made a video saying that she'd taken it on board. She probably did take it on board, but wasn't sure what necessary to do about it. Also, there are loads of influencers who just don't necessarily understand how business works. Now we're going to talk about, finally, some Zoella scams. Zoella had this advent calendar in 2017. There was hair ties, it was not good, overpriced. Only had 12 doors. Then we move on to the book, her fourth book, Cordially Invited. Cordially Invited was about being a good host of a party. Like, what is the demographic? Like, is it aimed at 15-year-olds that don't really know that they need to clean? Or is it aimed at adults that perhaps aren't sure how to be a good host? Because no matter what, I'm pretty sure most know that they need to clean. Angelica does a good video on it, so I will link that one down below. Like, I did watch that to sort of get an idea, because I wasn't quite sure on that, so I figured let's find out a bit more. The book was not the best, it was poorly written. The books needed less pages, they didn't need to be 200 and something pages. Sort of thing. The book was just a waste of money. People felt like they were scammed because it was such a waste of money. There are definitely better books you can buy for your money, so this book just ended up being a scam. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.